So Garth Brooks took the side of Bud Light on this entire ordeal. Now, guys, this video right here is designed to explain to you why it is that you probably shouldn't be shocked that he took this side, but also why it is that he's still wrong for this, and obviously he is paying the price for it.
Man, if you want to come to Friends in Low Places, come in. But come in with love. Come in with tolerance, patience. Come in with an open mind.
This is obviously not what you said over a week ago when you called us all a bunch of a-holes. I gotta be honest with you guys right now, being called an a-hole does not really and truly bother me because it's kind of so common nowadays. And something else too, for the record, I'm not an a-hole. I'm a dickhead. There is a major difference between the two. Well, Garth would ultimately walk this back, essentially saying what you guys are seeing here with the Breitbart headline and article, which, by the way, will be in the description box. But there is a controversy here that does need to be cleared up because a lot of people are posting that this bar that he was going to be serving all this alcohol, all these different forms of beer, including Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch. There's this rumor out there saying that investors bailed on it, but Forbes is actually debunking that. And then, of course, there was a Twitter post that from Anthony Sabato Jr., which, by the way, got community notice. So nobody knows what the hell is really and truly going on at this moment in time. However, this right here is to talk about exactly what happened and why it is that I don't think people should be surprised, because Garth was actually very much in the mainstream for a while, and he was also at the same time very much an Obama backer. And I'll be explaining that in this video here, but I'm also going to be explaining why it is he obviously took the wrong side in this issue and why it is that he's paying the price right now and will probably continue to pay the price in some level. Now, really quick. A lot of musicians typically tend to be on the classically liberal side. Of course, in country music, it's kind of rare. Now, being classically liberal, I'm not against that or anything. It's the infected, woke, leftoid nonsense that we normally have to hear from mostly white suburban college kids who have never lived an actual day in the real world, and mama and daddy have been giving them their money their entire life. However, in the case of someone like, say, Garth, let's just go ahead and kind of run this back really quick. Garth, as many of you already know, he got famous really with the album No Fences. It was actually his first album, which I think was titled Garth Brooks, and then it was Roping the Wind. Now, me personally, I always liked Garth's music, but Garth has really fallen off the scene for a while, and I actually got very heavy into country music right around the time I was in the Marines. It was mostly guys that I was serving with that were good old-fashioned country boys that were also in. And I began to like people like Garth, and that's when I got introduced to George Strait, formerly, of course, eventually Waylon Jennings, older country, and then, of course, even Kenny Chesney, which, by the way, I eventually dumped after a few years because I realized his entire music collection was nothing more than just love songs. I just got tired of listening to it constantly. But still, here's the deal. Garth has always been more on the classically liberal side. As a matter of fact, I want to say his sister or his sister-in-law is actually of that community. Now, I'm going to roll the full 3-minute segment from NBC. We're going to come back on the other side, and I'm going to explain to you why it is that he obviously decided to take the wrong side on this. But I wanted to wait to actually do this video because I felt that more context was eventually going to be needed. And as you guys saw earlier, there was this rumor that was being spread around the internet that his bar was shut down, but I want to also at the same time make sure that people get the right information. And I'm going to be talking a lot about that in the second half of the video after we watch this, because obviously people have a tendency to fall for clickbait sites and clickbait.
Brooks tonight is responding to some backlash he's getting after saying he will serve every brand of beer, including Bud Light, at his new bar in Nashville. And if you're not sure why that's actually news, it should be on a national broadcast that a bar is going to serve Bud Light. Well, it's because of the controversy, the sort of culture war controversy about it. That's after Bud Light partnered with a trans influencer for a social media ad campaign back in April. Here's what Brooks had to say.
I'm a bar owner now. Are we going to have the most popular beers in the thing? Yes. Here's the deal, man. If you want to come to Friends in Low Places, come in. But come in with love. Come in with tolerance, patience. Come in with an open mind. And it's cool.
Stephen Romo is joining us now. And Stephen, it is notable to hear this from Garth Brooks, who is, of course, known for his country music, right? And when you talk about where some of this backlash against Bud Light has come from, there is a storyline here. Talk us through it.
Yeah, Hallie, the backlash that Garth Brooks is seeing right now has been pretty harsh online. I actually just looked at his social media pages right before you came to me, and the backlash has gotten even more intense. People saying that they're just done with him, people saying that they may even burn the merchandise they do have from him, certainly saying they're not going to buy anymore. One person even posting a picture of what appeared to be vomit on Garth Brooks' Facebook page. So some disturbing stuff, but not all that surprising. You mentioned the trans influencer, Dylan Mulvaney, who sort of started this whole Bud Light backlash from Pride, who has faced even more than what Garth Brooks is facing right now from this. We've also seen backlash against Target, even Cracker Barrel now facing backlash online from people who are upset for multiple reasons about the situation for Pride Month, which, by the way, is nothing new, Hallie.
The decision to not boycott Bud Light feels somewhat on brand for Garth Brooks, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is. Some people are surprised by that, but if you've paid any attention to Garth Brooks over the past few decades, this should not be much of a surprise. All the way back in 2000, he was part of a concert called Equality Rocks with George Michael, advocating for LGBTQ plus issues long before many politicians who are now champions for those same issues were a part of any of this. He's also, his late sister Betsy was a member of the LGBTQ plus community. A lot of people pointing to that, maybe opening his eyes to the issues of a community that he himself is not a part of. By the way, something that many families experience once they have someone they actually know within the community.
For a long time, Garth never really suffered for being a classically liberal in what is obviously a pretty well conservative music field. Now, country music as a whole is a very patriotic audience, okay? Like I said, I went through a country music phase. I still like some country music. Primarily, if I listen to country music, it's normally older. Waylon Jennings. Willie Nelson's kind of grown on me over the past few years. I'm the type of guy who listens mostly to older music. I don't really like the newer stuff that comes out. As a matter of fact, the primary playlist that I have actually starts with AC/DC and ends at Led Zeppelin. And yeah, I'm more of a classic rock guy. There are some newer things, some newer alternative music that I do like, but obviously I don't really discuss it that much. However, one person in particular that I've really grown accustomed to over the years is Chris Cornell. As a matter of fact, my favorite song is Like a Stone by Audioslave. But still, the thing about Garth, and you got to admit, Garth was pretty good. His songs were pretty good. And it's not like Kenny Chesney, not everything was a freaking love song. But still, at the same time, Garth got away with this because of his status in the 90s. However, Garth will probably not be able to get away with it today. You see, when Garth took the side of backing Obama, when Obama was in office, which, by the way, a lot of people did not realize that he was that liberal, but at the same time, you probably should have seen it coming a mile away. And it's okay. I mean, I'll put it this way here. Social media was not as prevalent then. Social media, in a lot of ways, hurt Hollywood, hurt the music industry because people started giving out their real, true thoughts. I have to reference the video that the Critical Drinker made on this on several occasions, which I'll probably link in the description box because it is a very good video. It talks about how it was that Hollywood was ruined, for the most part, at least actors and their careers were ruined by social media because they put all these very, very bad thoughts out there. But then again, though, at the same time, it's obviously a good thing to know what these people are really, truly thinking. What Garth, I don't think, seems to understand is that country music as a whole is, for the most part, a good old-fashioned conservative audience. He's gotten away with this. People just listen to his music. They don't have a problem with his lifestyle. I really and truly don't have a problem with Garth either, but the problem is this here. In the 90s, when he was practically on top, when he had the massive shows that he would do, which, by the way, were pretty good shows, one of which, of course, was on HBO, was a Central Park show, where he got millions of viewers, okay, just millions upon millions of people tuned in that night, ordered HBO even just for that concert. And Garth has probably thought for a while that because of that there, he could obviously get away with it. But now that he's actually came out on social media and basically took the side of Anheuser-Busch in this entire ordeal, especially given the fact that people don't like the fact that Anheuser-Busch platformed a person who is okay with the of kids. Yeah, obviously people were probably going to react and they were probably going to respond to this with relative negativity and tell you exactly how they feel. I have expressed this on several occasions. I don't think that kids need to be anywhere near this type of stuff. I don't think it needs to be taught to them. I don't think it needs to be pushed upon them. And obviously when you kind of take the side of this organization or take it outright, yes, this right here is going to be a problem, and you're probably going to suffer as a result of that. Your popularity, just about every single thing. But at the same time, though, I don't think people should be surprised because he's actually always been in favor of this stuff. He's just never really and truly been as open. Either way, he's definitely in the wrong. Now, guys, this is something I want to say because I almost came out here and talked about this incident saying he's obviously lost his bar, this, that, and the other. But I went back and reread the information this morning right after I woke up because obviously I was going to make this video. And, of course, I even almost fell for the clickbait, and I quite frankly don't want to throw that out there at you guys. But I do want to give you guys a quick little story and kind of explain to you guys that you might want to vet the actual websites. The website that posted that Garth had lost the investors had bailed on his bar was a place called Dunning-Kruger. I looked at Dunning-Kruger's website and a couple other posts. Dunning-Kruger is almost like the Babylon Bee. It's a satirical website. The Bee can be funny, even though they recently got rid of one of their better writers, Gavin Mario Wax. I'm not going to get into why that's the case, but if you've been paying attention on Twitter or you've been paying attention to the 2024 Republican primary, you probably would know that you'd probably know the reason why. And it was obviously Jenna Ellis is the one who got him fired. Don't get me started on this, or else this video is going to last forever and take us too far off topic. But here's the thing. A long time ago, there was an article that was posted on Facebook. Check this out. It was an article discussing the upcoming fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. Now, anybody who understands boxing or anybody who understands, and I have just bare bones experience with this. Obviously, I'll do some MMA training and stuff as a part of my workout stuff. Anybody who understands boxing knows that Conor was probably going to lose that fight to Floyd. Even though Floyd was obviously aging or whatnot, the most that you could expect for was the fight to be somewhat entertaining because Floyd made it entertaining and allowed it to go the full 10 rounds because Floyd was not known for knocking people out. So what happened was that somebody posted an article basically saying Floyd Mayweather should be scared to death after seeing this. The article contained a video of Conor McGregor walking into a gym and just simply hitting a bag. Not hard, but like in warm-up. And I remember sitting there thinking to myself, who in the hell came up with this? I mean, you'll also see other stuff like, I think there was one article in particular that had like Daisy Ridley on the front, and it's like, this right here is what she thinks of Trump. I mean, it was all over the place between the years 2014 all the way to today. So you have to be wary of actual clickbait, and you need to actually research the site. Like I said, I almost fell for this crap myself about coming out here saying that Garth Brooks' bar got shut down or Garth Brooks, the investors, bailed on him when that was actually not the case, according to Forbes. We don't know the real truth of this yet, but I just figured I would say that. Now, guys, I'm going to end this video on a couple of small updates I recorded earlier this morning and put in the first video of the day. The reason why is because obviously we're going to be doing some things here that's going to make making videos a little bit harder over the next couple of weeks. I got to kind of address this thing. It's not a whole lot, but because I got to do it bit by bit, obviously it's going to take a little bit extra time. It's going to kind of, let's just say it's going to kind of take the wind out of the sails for a couple of days. As a matter of fact, I haven't done posts like I wanted the past couple of days anyways, but just want to give you guys a few additional updates. Okay, I didn't realize it, but I'd actually deleted that video. Not the YouTube video, but the updates portion of that. So basically what's happening is that as I've said in the last couple of videos that I've posted, is I'm turning this area back here into an office, for example, and you can probably already see it that some books have already been removed. I'm already working on it bit by bit. The idea is to put that over here, get another one, put it over here for all the additional work, the stuff that we're basically going to be doing a lot of our content on, especially when we get to video essays, because I have a lot of stuff in here. It's just all over the place. I can't put it up, and I also got to order some more. Just stuff for the much more in-depth video essays and stuff that are coming up, because we're going to start doing a lot of those, and eventually we're going to transition into those full-time, but it's going to take a while to actually do it because of YouTube's algorithm. Also, the fact that YouTube, for whatever reason, has decided to put ad suitability on just about every one of my videos that I've released. I'm probably going to be staying in the world of pop culture and sports just for now, for the time being, until we get to the, let's just say, the video essays themselves, which are probably going to focus more on the prepping stuff. YouTube, for whatever reason, continues to actually do that, and I think they're doing it to everybody out there on the platform, especially if you're somebody of a certain point of view. But essentially, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be transitioning this thing. A lot of the videos that are going to be released right here, or ones that are made are probably going to be me sitting in front of the bookcase. I'm probably going to move the flag over here, which really is just a rollout that I have bought at Hobby Lobby. A desk is going over there with an actual large computer, that type of stuff there. It's going to be happening this week. So just giving you guys some quick updates on what's actually going on. Also, one more thing too. There will be a video on my backup channel, Short Time of Prepping Gear Issue 33, about this incident in Montana where these IRS agents struck, and instead of going after financial records at a gun store, they chose to take just about all the records of anybody who actually had purchased a weapon from that store. We'll get to that though in that video later on this afternoon. Guys, with that right there being said, make sure you guys hit that like button if you feel I've earned your subscription. Make sure you guys please subscribe, cut the notifications bell on. Please leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to get you guys' thoughts on this, and I'll see you guys later.